Hello students, this is continuous lecture to the previous video where talking about full or partial functional dependency. Let us see about full or partial functional dependency. Consider the following functional dependency that exists in the staff relation like staff number, S name determines branch number. Staff number, S name on the left hand side called determinants, and branch number is dependent. And it is correct to say that each value of staff number, S name is associated with a single value of branch number. However, it is not a full functional dependency because branch number is also functionally dependent on a subset of these two attributes, namely staff number. In other words, this functional dependency is an example of a partial functional dependency. That is, if some attributes from left hand side like S name has removed, even then branch number value can be determined by knowing the staff number attribute value itself. That is, even then S name removed from these two determinants on the left hand side, the branch number value can also be identified just by knowing the staff number itself. This is called as a partial functional dependency. Next, full functional dependency. What is full functional dependency? See the example. In this example, a functional dependency between attributes staff number and branch number. Staff number is determinant, branch number is dependent. So, in this example, no attributes can be removed from left hand side because only one attribute we have, one determinant we have on the left side. That is, to know branch number attribute value, it must depend on staff number attribute value. This is about full functional dependency. However, there is an additional type of functional dependency, other functional dependency called transitive dependency. Transitive dependency means it is a condition where A and B and C are the attributes of a particular relation, of a particular table. Let us consider one table, for example, with the attributes A, B and C. And functional dependencies are like A determines B, B determines C, that means A to B, B to C. Then C is transitively dependent on A through B, via B. So these are the three attributes we have, A, B and C in a table, for example. And these are the determinants, that means these are the functional dependencies, A to B, B to C. Then C is transitively, indirectly dependent on attribute A through B. That is called as transitive dependency. Let us see this with example. Consider the following functional dependencies. So there is a transitive dependency between branch number and B address. So let us see how. So staff number determines its name, position, salary, branch number, B address. So this is like A, this is B and C. It means staff number determines branch number. Again branch number determines B address. A to B, this is in the form of A to B, B to C. So, B address is transitively dependent on staff number. That is indirectly depending on staff number. If A to B and B to C, then A to C. That means C can also be indirectly depending on A. So, this form of dependency called transitive dependency. Now let us see how to identify functional dependencies in a table or a relation. Consider one sample table. This is sample table, sample relation with sample data and with attributes denoted A, B, C, D and E. To identify the functional dependencies between attributes A, B, C, D and E in this table, and identify when values in one column are consistent with the presence of particular values in other columns. See the first column on the left hand side and check the values of attributes with right hand side of the table. For example, when the value A appears in column A, the value Z appears in column C. A appears in column A. For that value, Z appears in column C. And when E appears in column A, R appears in column C. So these values are consistent in other tuples also, in other rows. So again in third row we have value A. So Z is the value consistent. So Z here also and Z here. And same, again we are having A value here. The same Z appears in C column. Same with E value also. If E appears in column A, R is appearing. See here. Here E and here R. Here E and R. So there is a consistency between the values of A and C. So values in these two columns are consistent. We can therefore conclude that there is a 1-to-1 for one value of A attribute. There is only one value from C attribute. 1-to-1 relationship between attributes A and C. We can say that attribute A functionally determines attribute C, and this is shown as FD1, functional dependency 1. That one functional dependency we identify. Similarly, see the reverse. That means the values in column C are consistent with the values appearance of particular values in column A also. Z, for Z we have A. So there is a 1-to-1 relationship from C to A also. So that we are showing here as FD2. There is a 1-to-1 relationship between C and A also. So that is functional dependency 2. Next, see the column B. If we now consider attribute B, we can see that when B or D appears, in column B, then W appears in column D. W appears when B or D appears in column B. When F appears in column B, then S appears in column D. If F appears in column B, S appears in column D. So we can conclude that there is a 1-to-1 relationship between attributes B and D. In other words, B functionally determines D, and this is shown as FD3, that is functional dependency 3. But when we consider the reverse case, that means from D to B, attribute D does not functionally determine attribute B because W is not associated with a single consistent value in column B. That is, when W appears in column D, the values B or D appears in column B. So hence there is a one-to-many relationship. There is a one-to-many relationship between attributes D and B. And then consider final attribute E values. Consider the final attribute value, E attribute values are not associated with the consistent appearance of particular values in other columns. So attribute E does not functionally determine attributes A, B, C, D. We now consider combination of attributes and the appearance of consistent values in other columns. Let us consider the combination of values in A and B. Combination of the values in columns A and B, such as, for example, A comma B is associated with a single value in column E. That is, in this example, it is Q. For A comma B value, we have Q value. So, the attributes A comma B functionally determines attribute E, and this is shown as FD4. For every combination values from attribute A and B, there is a one value in attribute E. So, functional dependency 4 is identified as shown in the figure. However, the reverse is not true because the attribute E does not functionally determine any other attribute in this table. In summary, we describe the functional dependency between attributes A to E in this sample table like this. A determines C and C determines A. Then B determines D. Then last functional dependency A comma B together also determines the attribute E. So 4 functional dependencies for the sample table or relation are identified. Now we have to identify the primary key for this table from determinants. That determinant must functionally determine the other attributes in the relation. So, the determinants in this table are A, B, C. Determinants left hand side attributes are A comma B comma C and A comma B. So, all left hand side attributes. So, however, the only determinant that functionally determines all other attributes, the only determinant that functionally determines all other attributes of the relation is A comma B. A functionally determines C, B functionally determines D, and A comma B together functionally determines E. That means A comma B can be considered, the A comma B determinants together can determine all other attributes in the table, in the relation. So finally, we can say that A comma B is identified as primary key for this table, composite primary key.